Quit being that person. Step it up, man. Join Workers World. Fucking join Frizzo. Join PSL. I don't care. Join a fucking organization and get yourself involved. Oh. Anyway, that's how I feel. This was not planned, but that's from the heart. So, you know, I got that going for me. I did to go. Oh, nice. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Make the jazz play. Make the jazz play. 5, 6, 7, 8.
K, how do you say just subbed? Yay, dot.
Yay, dot, baby. Come on, I gave you bootstraps. Pull yourself up. Compete, compete. Be the best. Be the best. Fuck you. I don't want to compete. The only reason I'm Pinko the Bear is because non-compete was already taken. Somebody clip that and ship that to non-compete and Luna Oi. The only reason I'm not non-compete is because it was taken. So I'll be Pinko the Bear. Hey, Satellite of Love, welcome in, welcome in.
Engage in a discussion, really engage in a real, like I said, study, but also
shoulda, woulda, coulda, Satellite of Love.
Understand how
I'm
we
sure they did everything that they thought possible.
Understand the importance of the points
but
that are being
crushed.
made into developing action.
That's right.
You know, Robin talked about this
here.
notion of workers' power.
We're
And so one of the questions that I think that is important that we can kind of throw out and kind of chew on it in the context of point one.
It's supposed to be the most wise, you know. Leaders come in all sorts. All leaders are the people who have the respect of the people on the shop floor. Anyway.
Not everyone is comfortable in a group. Some people you have to pull to the side and have that conversation. Some people are introverts, some are extroverts, but identifying those individuals. Start demanding of the bosses. Like in Virginia, I'm so proud of those workers. They went to every city council meeting. They did speak outs, you know, to all the council members. I remember vaguely the city manager as these workers were speaking, he was looking at his cell phone and he never looked up at the workers. And you all know him in the municipalities, the city manager has the purse, right? He has all the money. One of the workers that was speaking out looked, and it really...
Since you looking so much at your phone, really?
Phone, looking at that budget manager in total, in front of everyone. I hope you're looking at that budget on how you're gonna give us our wages, since you're looking so much at your phone. And I mean, you know, everybody was like, whoa. And it really empowered other workers to get up there and talk more junk to them. And then next thing you know, he's meeting privately with the workers.
Building relationships outside of the workplace and establishing
deep organizing,
you know, actual human relationships.
Deep
and
organizing.
That historically has always been the thing that led to successful unions.
Deep organizing.
Not simply having a kind of flat strategy that's about reaching just all the people in a very flat way. You know, so I think that on the one hand, this is a unique moment.
No, it's not illegal. And that, oh, look, there are this many union shops around here. And if you know, UPS gets dollar raises, you have to work 18 months at Amazon to get a 25-cent raise. Like that's like, just like, not only is
and
it
you won't
like
work there 18 months because
not
they'll fire
illegal,
you.
but other people
rotate
have it
you
and
out.
they're not suffering, they're doing
125%,
better than us.
130% turnover.
The sort of conversations you have. Also, like what Chris was saying about building relationships.
And we were victorious.
Yeah.
They reinstated my brother within 3 weeks.
3 weeks. With
and
back
gave
pay.
him back,
back
pay, and the company gave him an apology.
With back pay and
an
apology.
They didn't stop there. They had to put a notice in all the conspicuous areas in the plant, shaming the company. That you cannot violate in the private sector the NRLB Section 7. The company needs to know what Section 8 stands for. What they cannot, will not, shall not, or must not violate a worker's rights.
That you and your colleagues have found most successful and productive in terms of formulating demands.
What's happening here?
Reinforcements
have arrived. We'll put that on hold for a second.
Reinforcements have arrived. Reinforcements have arrived.
Reinforcements have arrived. Mauro, coming in with 3 friends.
Reinforcements
What's
have
happening,
arrived.
Mauro? Good to see you. Dr. Mauro. Nice to have you here. All right, so let's get back to this.
And having discussions that help expose contradictions and sharpen class consciousness.
Expose contradictions
So
and sharpen class
read it again, or we
consciousness.
good? I'll go again.
Man, he almost sounds like a communist, this guy here. I don't know.
Are there, you good? Go ahead, go right
I'm
ahead.
good.
Good.
So I would say, like, talk to each other and be honest. Like accommodations from the job because they need time off, they need surgery. Somebody was working a 12.5-hour shift standing, and they are in their 9th month of pregnancy.
Oh, Jesus
right? And it's like these demands are like fear. Once people know that they have a right to like raise them,
Fuck these
as opposed to people
capitalists.
think like we've been told, right, that if you can't get time off to meet your accommodations while you're pregnant, that's a disability problem. Hey, if they're flagging you on a drug test for taking your prescription medication, that's a disability issue. And it's like, and then you're like, oh, look, they're discriminating against people with disabilities. This is a demand that we are going to collectively raise. It's the problems present themselves if you listen and collectivize them. If that makes sense.
Well said. Well said.
Yes,
Love it.
You know, because
Or at
it's
least
easy
commanders.
to isolate an individual, but you can't isolate a collective. Everyone is going to stand together.
Can't isolate
So
a
what we
collective.
were doing these Zoom meetings is doing whiteboard, you know, which is, you know, the host would write down the issues, write down the demands.
Can't
You know,
isolate a
that's
collective.
going on in that workplace.
Can't isolate a
And
collective.
then we will formulate a leaflet,
Nice.
you know, after everyone would agree to what will go on this leaflet. It's the messaging that's important. They went in that pit. We knew what time they were asphyxiated. We knew that there was issues prior to them going in there. So what do? We publicized it. We gave the names out. So the company was fighting frantically against the media
Nice.
that were publishing this information. Not even 2 weeks later, a worker was almost crushed by a crane after 2 workers died. So we immediately held a speak out. Scared of you. Because that's what they want you to do, is be fearful. Once you're fearful, they have you. They can step all over your rights. They can violate you on the job. But if you know your rights and y'all are strong, and when you go meet with the boss, you bring your crew with you,
Nice.
if at all possible. If not a tape recorder, if not some documentation, annotate and document. These are the tools in your toolbox. The list of demands, we petitioned on the boss. We did a meet and confer.
Okay, how you say?
I feel that a meet and
Cheers.
confer is essential.
Thanks for coming.
It's a vital process. The UE 150 out of Charlotte, Greensboro, all over North Carolina is one of the most militant. I'm proud to be a member because collective bargaining is illegal in North Carolina. But they're getting stuff done. They're having meetings with the city manager. You know what? I can't say nothing to you because you look like you know your rights the way you're on that megaphone.
Fuck yeah.
So because you're not on their property, because you're not violating any laws, I'm going back to doing what I was doing, which was nothing. And he left.
Eating donuts and
I
giving
got back on
traffic
my
tickets.
megaphone. I said, next time call the National Guard. Maybe they can help you. But you're not going to intimidate us. You're not going to put fear in us.
There you go.
And the workers were watching.
To our
Hardline.
tremendous work in coalitions and mass work. As a matter of fact, we consider our politics an asset.
Working coalition and
movement
mass
has
work.
to reorient itself in the wake of this new phase of capitalist development, a phase that could be described as a permanent crisis that the capitalists can't get out.
About Marxist-Leninism is democratic centralism. Okay, I'm sorry, I did not see that question. Let me scroll back up. Let me scroll back up. Where you at here? Where you at here? Brian Barrel. Oh, here you go. Satellite of Love. Thank you for this. I appreciate this. So let's talk about that.
Skull Blast. They did not stand and fight
and die on the battlefield, and that is how Ukraine took back Kharkov Oblast. Now, it's obviously a tactical victory for Ukraine. They organized this offensive, and they created a threat significant enough to force Russia to withdraw. However, this comes at great cost, and I'm going to get into the cost here in just a moment. It is possible to have a tactical success and still face strategic defeat. And as a matter of fact, it's possible that it's actually you who are coping. You're not admitting that despite the tactical success here,
in case you want to see his beautiful bald head,
and this tactical success does not lead anywhere logically
beautiful bald head.
Victory.
Look at that.
It does not. Back to Kharkov.
That's
now,
a good egg
the lines
right there.
have stabilized
it's a good
along the Donbas region. Ukraine has attempted to launch several offensives into the Donbas region, areas that are held by Russia and Republic militias, and they have. This is the Western media confirming that Russia chose not to fight. They left. They did not fight and were destroyed, and this is how Ukraine got this territory back. They made the choice to withdraw. Zelensky said in a message on Telegram on Sunday night that Ukraine and the civilized world clearly see these terrorist acts, and that Russia was trying to deprive his people of gas, light, water, and food. He added that Ukraine would prevail and appeared to address Russian leadership, saying, "Do you still think that you can scare us?" And it's not about scaring Ukraine.
Oceania is at war with East Asia. Oceania has always been at war with East Asia. The chocolate rations have been raised from 6 grams per week to 4 grams per week. That was my very first post on Facebook like 15 years ago. My original post was from that book.
Brigades. A brigade is about 4,000.
I'm sorry. Brian, we're trying to listen to you about the war, but the chat just keeps me distracted. A rapist, a snitch, and a plagiarist, and a liar walk into a bar, and the barkeep says, "What do you have, Mr. Orwell?" Damn. Crazy and messy. He looked like a kid that was just getting his feet sweat. Now he's got the makeup on, he's got the camera ready, and he's all like, right? Look at him, he's in a what? Like, look at the eyebrow game happening. I got a dome. I got a good looking dome, but it's not as good looking as his. Here, let's have a look at his dome one more time. Good looking dome. Mine is not quite that good looking. So anyway, let's move on. It's very, very probable
by proxy right up to Russia's border.
Oh, you like freedom?
That said, there may be some calculation that was done that goes something like this.
We like a little freedom.
Understand that the people in Kharkov are going to suffer tremendously.
We like
because
a little freedom here.
Ukraine has overextended what's left of its reserves, what's left of its forces, and they are taking serious losses right now. And now they are incredibly vulnerable, and they are much more spread out. And they are much more vulnerable than they had been.
Have sovereignty.
Ukraine already gave up its sovereignty back in 2014 when the U.S. overthrew their elected government.
Boom! Booyah! There's no democracy in Ukraine. Not since 2014. This didn't just start 6 months ago. This started 2014. It started even before that, but 2014 was the real pop-off point. We got to get that straight. 2014. It started even before that, but 2014 was the real pop-off point. We got to get that straight.
A government that was far from perfect, but a government that was maintaining a balance between its relationship with Russia and its relationship with the West, and getting the best out of both worlds. Today, from 2014
Everyone
to
has
today,
the right to freely associate with the United States.
The client regime installed into power allowed for nothing else, and by doing so, they have destroyed their economy. They have divided their population into what?
This goes back to the United States, the U.S. imperialist machine, wanting to carve up all the assets of every country who won't willingly give them up to the IMF, the World Bank, and American Western corporate interests. It's that simple. It's about the profits, the infrastructure. This last 24 hours, it's kind of a big deal. Perhaps a real significant moment in the nature of this special military operation being expanded.
They already lost their sovereignty. They cannot get it back by fighting Russia. They need to get it back from those who took it in the first place. Washington, London, and Brussels.
How are y'all doing? It's 2:22. Do you know where your gummy bears are? It's 2:22. Soon it'll be 4:22. Do you know where your gummy bears are? States puts a gun to that puppet regime's head and said, "Motherfucker, you're gonna sell us that lithium really cheap, so we can put it in our batteries and shit, in our cars, and we can make profits." This is capitalism, imperialism. This isn't this. It's really that basic. It's putting profit before people. And I don't know how many. That's as basic as I can get. This is labor. It's profits for the relatively few, or it's what the people need. It's what the people need. So do you put people before profits? Yeah, I do. If you put profits before people, then you're a capitalist bootlicker and you can fuck right off. I know nobody in here is that. Welcome to my stream. Tell your friends. Build a worker's world. I got stuff on the Twitter. Fuck Obama, right? Yeah, and shit libs are still like, oh, Obama's the best. Joe Biden, he's a Democrat. Exactly. You got it right there. Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. You know, Amami, you can put exclamation point FTG. And FTG is also fuck those girls, fuck the government, fuck them guys. Fuck that group. Just, fuck those people. Bad people come on the screen, give it the FTG. You down with FTG? Yeah, you know me. That's a work of art. Right there, I'm just saying. That's why you give $5 a month to the Pinko the Bear stream. Sorry. Not sorry. I just think it's funny. Can they become a powerhouse again? I don't know. Or 200 years from now. I really would. I have optimism. I think it'll get better. But more people have to get involved. More people have to literally become revolutionaries.
Indians scattered on dawn's highway bleeding. Ghosts crowd the young child's fragile eggshell mind.
Country to make money. There are very few poor countries in the world. Most countries are rich. Only the people are poor. These countries are not underdeveloped. They're overexploited. Quad parentes if you sub. It's September. You get a discount in September. Yes, you do. And when I come back, I'm going to talk about that socialist country that I experienced firsthand over 11 days. Anyway, they have rules. JV, hey, good night, JV. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Good night, JV. We're not number one. We're 58,584 or whatever the fuck it is. I thought it was pretty funny. But I looked at the stats, 22, 24, 26, 18, 12, 14, 22, 26, 28, 24. That's the general level of participation here, which I think for midnight to 4 a.m. East Coast is probably pretty good. So I'm good with that. In Russia, in Ukraine. Once that happened, once I started expressing why this... Oh, Liquid Blaze, thank you for the follow. Nice! Coming in with a follow and making Carl My follow outer very happy. Making Carl very happy. Liquid Blaze 710. Welcome in. Anyway, so fast-paced, fun environment. Welcome to the new and exciting world of shitposting. Make $0 annually. No benefits. Receive death threats regularly. Spread communist propaganda. Alienate old friends and upset your mom. There you go. That's your job. Shitposting. I'm sorry. I like this one. Day is bound to come when workers of the world and the oppressed unite because they have nothing to lose but their chains. And they, flip the monopoly board over. Say, we're not playing that game anymore. We're going to play socialism, not monopoly. We're going to play socialism, not capitalism. Solace, death, and despair. You're a Marxist now. See how he... Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. All right, where were we? We were doing something. I have it somewhere here. Do. And that I want to do. Yeah, I could be a professional YouTuber. I'm sure. That's not who I am. So I got stuff in my real life that I'm doing, and I come here at night and I do the best I can. It's a little janky. That's okay. Come along for the ride. It's a good time.
Where you stand with your coworkers is key to a successful organization.
Them to put their faith and their trust into an organization that they may not know anything about.
Right. Not every employer will resist you forming a union. Your boss can voluntarily recognize your union.
And some employers do.
Yeah, voluntary recognition just means that they see that
hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
There is enough interest in forming a union and they say, great.
Great.
But what happens when they don't voluntarily recognize the union?
Well, one option is...
Hey, good to see you. Yes, you did interrupt, but I love it. I love when the jazz interrupts what's going on because we can always go back to the thing, but we can say thank you. I don't know. Oh, thank you for the $5. Thank you for the support. Like, oh, thank you. Like some people they get like so many subs and like thank you. No, seriously, thank you. Very much appreciated. Tell your friends. I'm gonna get a few lawyers together that I know, and we are going to go to the highest bidder. We'll either go to I don't know, Amazon, or we'll go to Starbucks, and we will rake in the millions and millions and millions to bust unions.
That means...
You know what I say about those guys?
Oh God, Nazis suck balls.
And fuck those guys, the union busters.
Be ready and willing to take a stand to form a union. It can be very difficult to win.
It can.
This process is fundamentally tilted in favor of employers.
However, I am all for the underdog. I'm just saying, all for the underdog in this channel.
But that's not a reason to give up. That's even more of a reason to unionize. Important voice to make our society more democratic and more fair.
People could actually have happier work-life balances.
Oh my God, a happier work-life balance? Say it ain't so. Sign me up. Where do I sign up for this?
They could make livable wages. They'd have safe working environments.
Safe working environments and livable wages? Where do I sign up?
Forming a union can also be an empowering and even fun experience for...
I think I found my new calling in life.
She thinks she has found her new calling in life, being an organizer. God, that's a great place to be, my friends. Great place to be.
It's hard to work together to make change. Unions provide an opportunity to put that into action.
Hand to hand, there is power in a band working for. When we stand
What you got? What you got?
Hand in hand. There is power, there is power that must rule in every land. One industrial union brand.
As long as they have a beard, you're fine.
Have mansions of gold in the sky and live in a shack
That's funny.
that's away in the back.
Co-op. Please don't.
On that, we have been trying as a nation, as a region. There have been efforts to reform capitalism over and over again. So,
the question is reform or revolution. The question is not reform or co-op. Are we clear on that, chat?
Of capitalism in the first 30 years of this century, the first 22, excuse me.
My fucking whole adult life.
No end in sight of that. And the inequality is greater than ever.
Has been this.
So what is it? I think we have to bite the bullet, as we like to say here in gun-happy U.S., and recognize that reform is not the solution.
Reform,
and that's not out of some abstract principle.
No, reform's not the solution.
Reforms, many of them, one after another.
Neither is co-op. He makes sense to liberals who want health care and want a better say in their job. But guess what? The billionaires and the killionaires of this world aren't going to fucking give it to you. They're not going to give it to you. So stuff like Richard Wolff is interesting. A lot of good stuff, particularly if you're new. But don't believe all the hype. Don't believe it all, because there's major pieces missing. That's the house. Who are we going to kill now? The wheel of death. Vietnam, Syria, what? Holocaust, Libya, war, what? Ku Klux Klan, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Who's next? Who's next? Armenian genocide? Ukraine. We have a lucky winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Give me a puppet. Is that all? So finally, there's a Russian response. If you don't know this, you're missing out on the basic outline of what this is really about. Seriously. And that's okay. That's what this channel is for. So we can show you in a minute 47 what it's really like with 5 minutes of commentary, because that's how I roll. My dad looked at me and he's like, well, I'm too old. I'm too old to get involved. This is your fight, son. In other words, I made mine. But, he was supportive. I think he gave $50. We could come to the house. We could come to his house and get some fresh drinking water to bring to Occupy Reno. Like, he was friendly. But,
My God, I'm disgusted.
Yeah.
That you lot can be in the throes of suffering and you refuse to wake up. Like, fam, what is this? Like, what weird fever dream is this that you are willing to disregard reality? Like, you are willing to disregard history. You are willing to disregard your own survival. Like,
seriously. We have to have some degree of critical thinking here. You have 3 million followers and you're claiming to be a socialist? Sorry, not going to happen on a capitalist platform. Just not going to happen. It's like, that's fucking la la land. You got an American flag in your bio and you're a socialist? Not going to happen. I'm tonight. Appreciate you being here. And, for the couple of subs. That's nice. I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the fact that not everybody is going to agree with my take on things or my view on things. Minority over here in the Marxist-Leninist arena. I get that. Keep coming back. It works if you work it. Cheers. Let's go.